So what we'll do today is look at a couple of open string licks that will hopefully turn your playing up a notch or two, and actually not really that difficult. You hear that open string, that's what creates the next layer in the guitar playing for me, and it's what makes the phrase sound alive. So try this out with me. We're going to keep one open string alive throughout this phrase, and what we're going to do is we're going to lean on the open G string. So your third string. So we're going to work on keeping that note open and ringing and sustaining whilst fretting some notes on the A string above it, so your fifth string. So take a look at this. We're going to do a hammer on from 8 on the A string to 10. But the key is to use the open G string as a pedal note. So basically this is going to keep ringing out, even though what we're going to do in our fretting is going to move and going to change. So sort of try to pluck 2 strings, so do the hammer on and the open string at the same time. So it really does kind of make you work on your technique in your left hand, because you've got to get your fingers around the fretboard enough so that you're not muting it and ghosting it. So feel free to move around with your thumb position on the rear. Maybe think about coming back to the sort of the center of the neck and creating a little bit more space with your hand. Once you've done that, so you've hammered from 8 to 10, slide it down to 1 to 3. Same string, A string, frets 1 to 3, and we're still keeping that open G string alive. This is great over G minor pentatonic, so if you want to play around with adding extra notes into it, so like I did there, I moved up a string to the low E and added in the 1 to 3 there. What this is doing is it's adding extra texture to your guitar playing, and it's almost, really, if you closed your eyes, you'd almost think there are multiple guitars playing at the same time. So it is really adding a lot of depth. So that first example harmonically was quite static. We were just kind of leaning into G minor. This time, let's look at a phrase that looks at movement. So we're going to go from E major to A major. And what we're going to do is incorporate an open string lick to get us between the 2 chords in, obviously, more of a fashionable style. And the lick's going to look a little like this. So yeah, the phrase goes like this: open string on the low E, hammer 3 to 4, fretting 2 on the A string, and then open D string, and then the second part to that phrase is hammer on from open to 1 on G, and then whilst keeping that note alive, we're going to hit the B and the E string. So slowed down looks a little bit like this. speed it up a touch. It lands us perfectly into the A major chord, but adds a little bit of punch and spice into the process. To get us back to the E from the A then, which is a common chord progression as we know, we're going to go 2 slide to 4 on the G string. Keeping that note ringing alive, we're going to hit our open B and E underneath it. Slide the 4 back down to 2 and hammer to 1, all on that G string. And then hit the low E string, and that's you back on your 1 chord, back on the E. So let me just break that whole phrase down and play it a little bit slowly all together. 1, 2, 3. Full kind of sped up tempo. 1, 2, 3. For me, open string licks really do give a sense of pro level and quality to a guitar player. It, as I say, adds a degree of cohesion, connection, like moving from chord to chord there. It connects everything real nicely together. Of course, it's down to control and technique. There's a degree of technique in there, as we discussed, with movement of your hands, so you are letting notes ring through when they need to, but also trapping them when you don't want them there as well. So there is coordination, there's technique, but you know, it's completely worth it. So as always guys, thanks very much for watching. Please let me know in the comments below what you're going to apply an open string lick to and how you get on with it. And as always, please do hit the like and subscribe buttons, and until next time, I'll see you on the next one.